Thank you so much for your interest in finding out more about the ins and outs of the Catalyst Journal. This video, I'm just going to briefly go over a little bit of the nuts and bolts. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Dave, and I've got 30 years of experience in health and wellness. I've treated over 10,000 patients. And back in 2018, I actually created this journal as a way to help myself heal from massive burnout and energy loss. And I was dealing with a whole bunch of health issues myself. And I ran a lot of different options and came down to I created the energy bucket and this catalyst journal to heal myself. And I ended up sharing it with others. And now, for the first time for the public, I'm actually releasing this. So, this is really exciting for me. This has been really meaningful in my life. It's transformed the way that everything has happened for me. I'm just about done training for a 100-mile race now, going from burnout and craziness of barely being able to walk to now suddenly I'm going to be finishing a 100-mile ultra race here soon. And so this journal is part of that journey for me. And so I hope to share just a couple of the nuts and bolts so that you get a sneak peek. You can always join our Patreon community, which is free. There's also a paid version in there that's called the Catalyst community that you can join, where other people who are trying to transform their health, this is really a safe space for people to come and share their experience. We're going to actually be holding some live Q&As to help people do planning in there. So it's really important to, if you don't choose that, but surround yourself with people. This is a community thing. Healing is always about togetherness. So just wanted to throw that out there before we get in there. The nuts and bolts of when you purchase the Catalyst Journal, this is going to give you an introduction of how to use the journal. I think this is really important because a lot of journals out there don't give you even a basic framework. But I created this with the top level neuropsychology, neurotransmitter component of how do we find success as busy people, entrepreneurs who are trying to run a solo business, and we are feeling low on energy. And so this is everything about this is really scientific. And I whittled it down to be as simple as possible because we do not want any operational drag. So we start with a 90-day focus. We overview our life and figure out where the roadblocks are. This is part of our energy bucket concept, which all of this goes into. And then we start to set out the tally tasks and the priorities and things of that nature for those 3 months. And then we break it down into monthly, weekly, and daily. And that's what this exercise will do. So as a great example, 90-day focus, if you want to lose weight, we go through the whys. We take you through these as exercises, and then we give you an help an understanding of how to break it down month by month to actually achieve that goal. And then we have you start actually doing the journal part of it. So this will be at the beginning of your book that you can constantly reference. And then the day-to-day is really where the magic happens. There's two big concepts that are in this journal. One is consistency. We know that all health metrics, the number one reason why people are successful is simply accountability and consistency. So unfortunately, our brain thinks that we do more than we actually do. We lose track of this accountability. And in order to stay consistent, this journal is set up to remind us that every single day, these top 3 tally tasks are just simply a yes or no, a tally mark, did we do it or not? And then the order in which this journal is for in the morning is very basic. Lets us set up the aspect of setting our brain chemistry up for the day for success. And so doing this where we set up our intentions and set our top priorities for the day, very important to visualize what we're going to be doing from a success standpoint. And then the second big concept of this journal is that we're going to string out, separate out the things that are on fire to do versus long to do versus relaxed to do. This is a massive concept that amplified. People wonder how I get so much done. I think long term. And so when we always are doing something for the long term, we end up actually getting ahead and we get out of our busyness. And so this journal is really designed to take you out of the things that are on fire, which almost never actually amplify our life, and gets us into the mindset to do the long-term things and making sure that every single day we're doing something to protect the future growth of us. And then to bookend it for the day, we actually go through an exercise where we figure out where we are uncomfortable, how we can improve, but most importantly, we end on gratitude. Not only is this helpful for me, I do this with my kids before bed. We think of the positive things so that we're setting that tone to get good sleep, good, deep, restorative sleep. And so this journal is a daily exercise, super simple, doesn't take much of your time. It's got inspirational quotes. But it's amplified my life. It's amplified the results of lots of my patients. People have used this for a very long time now. So I'm very excited to get this out into the world. You can purchase it on Amazon. And like I said, there is a Patreon free community and a paid community that helps support this. So please consider joining that. And I look forward to seeing you transform your life and get the energy back that you need.